Hi, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to LAGAN Employee Mobile 13R1 released in May 2013. So I'm going to show you a LAGAN Employee Mobile running on my mobile device. I'm using a technology which takes screenshots every few milliseconds, so you might see a slight delay, but there won't be any delay on the app on the phone. I'm going to step through a process where an agent on the casually connected agent will take the cases from available cases, take it into their My Cases, take the device offline so they've lost network connectivity, add a note and progress the case, then go online when they've come back to the depot or come into an area of network connectivity, and then we log into LAGAN Agent Desktop Lite and see the note as it's been synced to the server. So I'm now the depot user out doing my rounds. I've fired up the LAGAN Employee Mobile application, I've logged in, and I can see all of the available cases that are on my queue. I can select each of these. I'm still connected. I can select each case, go in and see the details of the case. You can see here this abandoned vehicle case has some form details that are specific to an abandoned vehicle case. I can have a look at it, peruse it. The map data here is not ideal because this is a QS system. But once I take that case into my cases, it will appear in my cases list, which I can then scroll through. This is one I've pulled across earlier. So let's have a look at this case. You can see this case has a map because it's now pinpointed nice on a geographic location that we have. You can see from the map that you can pan about, left and right, up and down. We can also zoom in and out by pinching. Zoom out and zoom back in. Also, when we scroll down through the case details, you can see the case ID, case reference, the type of case. We also have some buttons here allowing us to look at the queues, viewing photos that are attached to it, if there are any, and add notes and also close the case. We also, below that, have a summary of the case, standard LAGAN case fields as you'd expect, but also below that we also have the additional case form fields which are specific to an abandoned vehicle in this case. So as the depot user, I'm going to add a note, but before I add a note, I'm going to demonstrate the casually connected functionality of this application. So I'm going to artificially take my device offline by going into flight mode. So I'm going to put my device into flight mode. And you can see now the device is totally off any network, 3G, 4G or Wi-Fi. The map still displays as it's cached in the device, but it will no longer work for the panning. But I can, as a depot user, add a note to progress this case. So I'm going to add a local note. This note will only be stored in the device until I resynchronize with the server. So the note has been successfully added to the case. I can dismiss that dialog and we go back to the list of my cases. One interesting point as a depot user, if I scroll through the list of my cases, I see the exclamation mark. The exclamation mark is notifying me that I have actually made changes to this case which have not yet been synchronized with the server. So as a depot user, I'm now coming back into an area of signal and now pick up a signal so I can synchronize my changes I've made to this case with the server. So I'm going to take my device out of flight mode and wait for my device to reconnect to Wi-Fi. So we are now reconnected to Wi-Fi, so I can synchronize all of the changes I have made with the server. You can see in this dialog box actually notifies me and tells me how many cases have been modified prior to a sync. So that's synchronized and the synchronization has been completed. So we're now going to have a look into LAGAN Agent Desktop Lite, have a look at the case and see the updates, the added notes that we created from LAGAN Employee Mobile. So if I scroll down through the case details, all the similar case details that we saw on the mobile device, and we scroll down to the bottom so we see all of the notes. So this is the note that I've added when I was offline on my device, went online, resynchronized with the server, and the note has been now visible in LAGAN. So we are offline again. We're going to go with this case, and instead of adding a note to it this time, we're going to close the case while we're offline. So we scroll down, we click the close case button. It pops up a fairly standard familiar close case dialog box. We can select an option from the list of why we're closing it. we would say this issue has been resolved. And we can type in a description. We can also put in a date to say when we close the case. This date can also be in the past if we've closed it historically, but we'll just choose today's date. We'll OK the dialog, and the case has now been closed. I'll then put the device back online. We come back into Wi-Fi or 3G connection. So now we're back online. I go and synchronize my device with the server. Now the case has been fully synchronized with the server. We can go into LAGAN Agent Desktop Lite and see that the case has been closed. So let's go back into LAGAN Agent Desktop Lite and have a look at the case we've just closed from LAGAN Employee Mobile. So this is the case we've closed. You can see the status has changed to close, and if we scroll down through the case, we can see also an event has been added saying case has been closed. Let's go back to LAGAN Employee Mobile app and see some other features. So this is the My Location section of the application, which zooms into, using GPS, will zoom the map directly into your location where you are on the road. Also, interestingly, it plots all of the open cases that are in a certain area within where you are. You can click on each one of these points and you can see some case information regarding to the point. Now this enables the depot person to have more power about their own route. They can choose where they want to go to next, and as cases are dynamically created on the system, they will see them here in real time if they have connection to the internet. From here you can also click through into the case and see the case details and progress it. So as depot users are out on the road, they may spot another issue that they want to report within the system, or even a member of public might come up to them and mention something to them. So let's have a look at Employee Mobile and see how that can be done. So we have the create case functionality also with LAGAN Employee Mobile, where it gives us this drop-down list where you can select what the type of fault is. So let's choose abandoned vehicle. And the form pops up for an abandoned vehicle, specifically for the abandoned vehicle, so we have vehicle information that we would capture for abandoned vehicle. If we chose another type of service request, for example pothole, you would see the form has changed. So let's go one step further and create the case. So I'll not complete all of the information in this form, but I'll go ahead and click OK. So the case has now been submitted and created within the system. LAGAN Employee Mobile 13R1 will be supported on various devices. You can see here Android operating system in different form factors. We'll also be supporting Apple devices like the Apple iPhone. And additionally, as a stretch target, what we are trying to achieve, but no guarantees, is support of BlackBerry devices running X10. Hopefully you enjoyed that sneak peek into the functionality that's available in LAGAN Employee Mobile 13R1. We have still a few things to complete, but we're well on track for May 31st, 2013. I hope you enjoyed it, but thanks for watching.